Hi friends, this week's video is another recipe request and one of my favorite indulgences. For health reasons, I don't eat a lot of deep fried foods, but when I make these egg rolls, I don't shortcut or change this recipe. I'm happy to share my version of this classic appetizer and hope you enjoy the recipe. For this recipe, we need ground pork, shrimp that's peeled and deveined, carrots, onion, taro root, bean thread noodle, salt, sugar, black pepper, egg roll wrappers, cornstarch, water, and vegetable oil for deep frying. We start by prepping the vegetables. First, peel the carrots. For the onions, we just need to finely dice them. The taro root I'm using is already peeled and previously frozen. We just need to cut this into small chunks. We can also use fresh taro. Just peel off the skin like we do a potato. This is one of those recipes where it's really convenient to have a stand mixer with a shredder attachment. We start first with the taro root. We cut it into chunks earlier to make it easier to shred now. Next up are the carrots, and we shred them in the same way. Add in the diced onions. I don't use the shredder for this. I've tried it a few times and find the pieces are uneven and often get smashed. Now for the meat ingredients. I've switched over to the meat grinder attachment. Let's add the shrimp and let it work its way through the meat grinder. We grind up the pork in the same way. I'm using a cut of meat called country-style ribs, which is the sirloin or rib end of the pork loin. I like grinding my own meat for this recipe because I can select the cuts I like. If you don't want to grind the meat, just use ground pork. For the shrimp, mince it by hand. Next, let's soak a package of bean thread noodle in warm water for 10 minutes. Remove the noodles from the water and then blot dry with a paper towel. We want to remove as much of the water as possible. An overly wet filling can cause the oil to splatter when deep frying. Using a pair of scissors, cut the noodles into small pieces and add to the filling. The seasoning is super simple. Add the sugar, salt, and ground black pepper. Now let's combine all the filling ingredients together. Work all the ingredients until it's evenly mixed. This takes approximately 2 minutes. In a small bowl, combine the cornstarch and water and stir to dissolve. We will use this mixture later to seal the egg rolls. The next part of the recipe is making the egg rolls. The wrappers are typically sold frozen and we need to thaw them according to the package instructions. After the wrappers have thawed, peel off a few layers at a time. Take one of the small stacks and fold it in half diagonally. Cut the wrapper with scissors along the folded line. Peel off a few layers of the wrapper. This is what we'll use immediately. We can cover the remaining wrappers with a moistened paper towel so they don't dry out. Place one of the wrappers with the longest side closest to us. Scoop out 1 heaping tablespoon of filling and center along the edge of the wrapper. Then shape the filling into a log about 3 inches long. Now fold over the ends and press the wrapper gently around the filling. We pull up the bottom edge, fold over, and then roll forward. Just before we finish the roll, dip a finger in the cornstarch and water mixture. Dab the top corner of the wrapper, and then we finish rolling. I recommend rolling about a dozen egg rolls at a time and then frying them. If we let the egg rolls sit too long, the wrappers often get soggy. This is a recipe where it really helps to have one person rolling and another person frying. It really helps to speed up the process. We are ready to fry the egg rolls. The amount of oil we use will depend on the size of our deep fryer. We want to use enough oil so that the egg rolls are completely immersed when they're deep frying. I'm using an electric fryer, which makes it really easy to control the temperature. Heat the oil until it reaches 375 degrees. Place the egg rolls into the basket with the seam side down. Now place the basket in the fryer so the oil only partially covers the egg rolls. Hold for 10 seconds. This little trick seals the egg rolls and helps to prevent them from unraveling when cooking. Now we can release the basket into the oil. Fry the egg rolls for 10 to 12 minutes until golden brown. Remove the egg rolls and then place on paper towels to absorb the excess oil. Keep in mind they will continue to brown a bit more as the oil cools. My favorite part of the recipe, enjoying that first crispy hot egg roll right out of the fryer. Serve these egg rolls with your favorite dipping sauce. If you enjoyed this recipe, please click like and I'll share another dish featuring these delicious egg rolls. Hi, I hope you've enjoyed this easy how-to video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post below. For full recipes, check out runawayrice.com. I work on new recipes each week, so please subscribe to my channel to stay tuned. This is Trang wishing you good eating and good health. Thanks for watching.